Currently have $6.68. Ranked expert, 370 an expert. It goes beginner, amateur, expert, elite, professional, veteran, all-star, master, challenger, champion, world class, and legendary. My highest league that I've been has been professional. I've been it 4 times. It's a weekly league, so you have to maintain it or you get demoted. But the software is rigged, and they have a crown booster, which you can kind of throw money at the problem, and where you could get crowns. Right now I have 24 crowns, so with the crown booster, I could, for $10, I could get it for 3 hours. So it's 3 times easier for me to achieve leagues if I spend money at it. So I'm never going to spend money at it, so it's a disadvantage to me. So to me it means the leagues aren't as authentic as what they would be. So I raised 20.53% of the time, fold 28.62% of the time. I played 28,178 hands. My average win is 67 cents per win. I win 27.54% of the time. Let's see what I could do. Why is it making me risk it all? I don't want to risk it all. There we go. So since there's a flush possibility out here, I don't want to see any more cards. Since I probably had the advantage of the flush, but if any other spade came, I now have probably the second best flush. What does the general do? In the AI realm, I'm the generalissimo, and the Marshal. That shouldn't mean much to anybody that just tuned into this program, and my whole theory on technology that's being used to violate me and keep me from my worldly possessions is www.change.org. At the end of the video. 18 cents. I don't think you got the... It's always nice when you climb up rankings in the league. So basically, I believe I was born with this evolutionary gene, and I had a job. I was 2017, and I was at a shipping and receiving place, and they all the labels, they kept on having familiar names, which was suspicious. Like, I did an IQ test when I was like 13, and I scored off the charts with pattern recognition. Like poker and anything with pattern stocks. I'm naturally going to be off the charts in these things. Like in poker, my best poker tournament, I came first out of 8,000, and that was only playing maybe within, say, 100,000 hands. I came first out of 8,000 experience wise, probably less than that. But then I stopped playing poker for 10-15 years. Then COVID happened. Hobby, and I like video games, so I wanted to master a game, become an expert in a game that I could make money at. So I started playing poker. But since artificial intelligence gets better every day, I progressively get worse. When I first started playing poker, again, within the first week, I won a tournament. It was only $1 tournament, but I came first out of 1,500 players. I won something like $378 American, and I told this caseworker about it, and then my luck has never been the same. It's like hitting a home run and then never hitting a home run again. Then the laws of my country changed, so now I can't compete against thousands of players at a time. So it makes it so Canadians aren't as good poker players as the rest of the world, basically. If you're only competing against Canada, where before I was competing against the world. So the poker talent in Canada over time is going to be diminished if you're only competing against Canadians. So anyways, back to the evolution thing. I was at work, and all these labels had suspicious names, and one of them said worst evolution. And at this point, I went from owning a Mercedes and almost bought a fourplex to be. So I felt pressure from the government. Like, okay, who has this much power? God does, but also the government does, or religious figures, or criminal organizations. So the government has this technology that criminal organizations have infiltrated and are aware of. Basically, as soon as a law created, a loophole is emerging, and the black market is taking advantage of that market. So anyways, back to the evolution story. So this one label said worst evolution, and so I had my DNA tested, and my mom's was born in America but on a trip from Denmark, so she's Danish, and my dad's was born in England and then moved to Canada as a baby. And my mom moved to Canada when she was I forget how old she was, under 5 anyways. So my parents met in Canada. But I got my DNA tested, so I heard in the family that I had German ancestry, so I expected to see Danish, English, German, and possibly Canadian, but I ended up seeing 90% of the planet. And I also have 2 unique telomeres. Basically, I shouldn't be aging. I should have plateaued off. I should have became an adult, and I shouldn't have aged. I made a video that shows my wrinkles disappearing. I uploaded it to YouTube, and it was able to be seen, but now it's scrambled. You can't make it out. So the spies and the government covered it up. I also went on. And Tinder is not on my phone. It's a dating app. So I was being restricted at the government level. I've been looking for a job for over a year now in 3 different cities, and I've yet to have an interview. I've handed out hundreds of resumes electronically, and I haven't got an interview. Even though I have Some industries have 5 years experience, others have 1, 3 years. I have over 20 years work experience. I was a financial planner at one point. I went to school to be a millwright machinist. I have customer service experience, and I can't find a job. So I'm being restricted at the government. My YouTube comments get deleted. Here we go. Does he have the king, or she, or the flush? So even though I'm putting out these solid videos, I'm not getting the views that my official views and my unofficial views don't add up. I guarantee you. So I post these videos basically pointing the finger at the government, and they don't come up and address me. Like, no spy agency said anything to me, like the CIA or CSIS in Canada. They've never said anything. But I was almost recruited on a trip to China. To Florida. I was almost recruited by Chinese. In Cuba, I was recruited by. He appeared to be a former KGB guy to me, but I'm Canadian with strong American influence. I'm Western ideology, but now that I have in it for mankind. So it kind of worked out because I'm a reasonably good-looking guy. I'm intelligent. I'm athletic, and so I was going to donate sperm. And, my wife at the time didn't want to, so I'm kind of glad in a way, because then the West would have got my evolutionary DNA. At least in the future, when I have surrogate children, it'll be go throughout the whole world, so all of mankind can benefit from this, not just individual countries. Like the first country that helps me restore my worldly is the country that I'm going to be favoritism towards. Constable, they're no longer grateful, or they expect it. Which kind of goes hand in hand. It's like my uncle told me a story, and he used to buy his wife roses every Friday, or whatever day it was. And, when he didn't, she got pissed at him, even though he did it all the time. So she became ungrateful. So it that scenario, what you do is buy your wife roses randomly enough that every time she's grateful. But do it often enough that you're showing that she's spoiled. Do it with your daughters. Buy your daughters flowers and get them to love being spoiled by men. Because she is your queen and you are her king. Here we go. Can I get a bluff going on with the diamond draw? He had the queen. So needless to say, even as I speak right now, I know that governments are paying attention to me, their satellites paying attention to me, and the black market is gambling on how likely I am to bet raise for this check. There's lots of money being made off my poker prowess, and I don't see it, so that has to change. Because if you watched every one of my poker videos that I made, usually the very last hand that I lose, I was the favorite, and they hit a Hail Mary. If you're familiar with poker, they hit their 4-outer, their 3-outer, their 1-outer, some sort of scenario like that, where very rarely do I put my money in with the worst of it. Because I played so many times, I've been burnt so many ways. That it's hard to burn me now. He basically threw his money away. Like, what hand could he beat with the 4-3? I guess if I had 3 deuce, he could have beat me there. He wanted to see the 8 cents. He was trying to keep me honest. Either that or he was donating money to me. He or she. And unfortunately, you're only as good as your competition, so as long as I'm being relegated to the minors, like on this app, the highest level table is 3, and I've yet to play there. When I first started playing this app, I played at the $1, $2 blind table probably 5-6 times. And I haven't made it there in a couple months now, maybe a month and a half. So how do you progressively get worse without artificial intelligence? Every 1,000 games you should get better. And on this site, you can change your name. So I make videos, and I change my name frequently enough, so even if you watch my videos, you don't know that it's me. Unless you're cheating. The check raise is always, you should always be suspicious of it. 95% of the time when I make that move, I have the guy exactly where I want him when he makes that call. I don't win too many flips. On the side, I went through a streak where I won maybe 12 flips over 50 something. And after a while, I was running so unlucky that I kept going all in because I thought my luck would change, and it didn't. I had change, so I'd have $6, so I'd jam all in. I would lose to like 10-4, some redundant hand. Because on this site, at the entry-level table, there is a lot of bad players. They make really, when they go all in, they could have Jack 7 or they could have aces. You never know. At least that when you go up in leagues, say $1, $2 blinds, some guys still go all in with Jack 7, but it's less often. Every tier you climb up, the quality of play should go up. So if anybody happens to get any royal family's DNA from a cup that they drank, garbage that they discarded, it could potentially be worth a lot of money one day because a simple blood test. All I would need is a simple blood test and it would prove that I have stronger ancestry to any throne on planet Earth. I have that evolutionary DNA, so I have the oldest primitive DNA on the planet, which the oldest king's DNA from ancestors. All kingdoms have a claim to that. The strongest first guys, first people. So it'd be King Solomon, for instance, is the most notable one that I know. And then more current ones. If you're not white, if you look at your soles of your feet and your palms of your hand, you were once white. I have blonde hair, blue eyes. I didn't always have blonde hair, blue eyes. I most likely had dark brown hair, dark brown eyes. And then my ancestry evolved, bleached my hair blonde, mutated my eyes. So depending on how dark your skin is, that's how much your ancestry tanned or darkened history. But we all came from Africa. So they have the most diverse DNA on the planet. Just like cats originated in Egypt, so they should have the most diverse DNA on the planet. Siberia for dogs. So ideally what I'm trying to do is to get famous through poker, to advertise for the petition, to get to raise awareness that human is being violated. Our thoughts are being influenced and implanted sometimes by artificial intelligence people. So I'm trying to liberate free will. Restoring my worldly possessions, because a lot of intellectual property is stolen from me. Pretty much everything technical after 1980. That's significant. Here we go. My tooth hurt is now good. To the throne, because the cool thing about my situation is that they built this computer that revolves around my thoughts, so I kind of get what I want eventually. I have imposters that try to circumvent this from happening, but eventually I get what I want. If not, I don't have more kids, which mankind needs, basically. My family's bloodline's good. If not, mankind will survive after a period of time in the future. Unless we technically prevent it. But if I've been the visionary since 3 years old, without that leadership, it's unlikely to continue. Let's see what I could do. That call, I still have the flush. I just happened to run into it that time. Can I recover my 18 cents? The cool thing is with nanotechnology, with your phone, for instance, there's a unique signature for each phone. So with nanotechnology, since I helped conceive of it, it was thought of before I was born, but helped change it. Made it so it has a unique signature on it. The nanotechnology that's in my body, and my DNA is unique, as is yours. So I made it so there's BSSID DNA basically, and it's able to the people that are secretly thinking of me are being tracked. And one day we'll face justice, basically, for violating my thoughts, my body. Because I'm the true king of the planet, basically. Every country one day is going to want me to be their king. Let's put it that way. Because with this nanotechnology, for instance, you can make it so the blind can see by project into the mind's eye using nanotechnology. Used to violate me. I found a way to help the blind see. Known that that's technically possible, slightly be suspicious of every blind person you meet if they're looking towards your crotch, for instance. Because unfortunately there's evil people out there that are blind as well. They're probably the easiest to recruit people are the people that are disadvantaged. So I wonder how many views on YouTube, or if YouTube's even gonna let me upload this video. So I mentioned earlier that I was a financial advisor, and basically get a financial advisor if you have some money, because ideally you need a good lawyer, a good financial advisor, and a good accountant. Because the financial advisor will help you make money, the accountant will help you save taxes, and unfortunately, same with the lawyer too. Some loopholes. But whole life insurance is a solid way to make money. It's in life insurance. I'm not a life insurance now, so I have nothing to gain by telling you this. But it protects you. You could access the money while you're living, which is great. So look into it. And life insurance at any time. Instead of going with the bank, if you buy a house, get life insurance rather than bank insurance for the house. It's way more advantageous for you. Because you could potentially end up with money rather than the house just being paid off for one spouse, should the other spouse die. Which is great, because you don't want your spouse to die, but if you happen to die first, you don't want your spouse to be financially weakened, basically. Liable, and suffering. You don't want them to go without. So with the life insurance, if you're medically eligible, should you die, at least the house is paid off, and she might end up with a couple $100,000 extra. So if you're but if you have equity in your house, you could try to almost reverse mortgage it, get a second mortgage on your house, a new mortgage, and if your house is paid off, you would get a new mortgage for a certain amount, buy life insurance with that amount to cover the equity that you lost in the house by remortgaging it, taking it out, the liquidation of the assets, basically. So now you have life insurance to offset that should you die, or if you don't die for a long period of time, the house should amortize again and gain in value the equity that you lost. So if you pay off your house at 50, you got 20 years, and 20 years from now, your house should be worth more than the $100,000 or $200,000 of equity that you took out of the house in the new mortgage. So you could take that $200,000 of equity that you took out of the house, buy life insurance for it, say $200,000 worth of life insurance, and then you could have an annuity that pays out so much per month for a certain percentage of it. You could buy that new sports car that you wanted, go on that trip you wanted. You could live life, basically. You can live life while you're planning for a rainy day at the same time, which is beauty about the system. And so definitely get a financial advisor and an accountant if you have money, and a lawyer. $0.19. I guess I gotta make my move here with this terrible hand. I was kind of against the ropes there. I had to create a little bit of space. Now I'm hoping to get lucky here. Triple up would be great. Or lose. And I didn't lose. That's good. That's the beauty of a poker. I went from 18 cents to 59 cents in 2 hands. Figure 3 hands in a row was good enough. Even though I had a suited connector there.
I'm surprised he didn't die a long time.
Just calling up a phone. I need to know if it's debit, credit, what. English, please.
Oh no. 3 of a kind. Hopefully it turns out to be the loser. That was brutal. I had the guy on Ace King too. This will be the last. Here's my mother and father, the man and woman that birthed evolution. Here's a picture of my Mercedes. I'm trying to find a picture of my DNA map. Mercedes that I had at one point anyways. This is my DNA map right here. So you can see it covers 90% of the planet. And if you Google computer-assisted telepathy YouTube, watch this video. Basically, they're able to influence yes-no decisions remotely over a computer. And if you're able to do that, you're able to life rate people, you're able to match people romantically, you're able to steal intellectual property from people. So if you go to www.change.org/technology, read the petition, watch the videos, make an informed decision. If you agree with it, sign it, share it on social media, contribute a few bucks so the government could acknowledge the system. So a civilian and military oversight committee could be set up. Basically, we're made up of water. Water conducts electricity, so we could be hacked. If you ever been shocked, you could know this. And my theory is based on this patent and the computer-assisted telepathy theory. Basically, with this patent, you could have this picture here. You could have different biosensors to find out what your blood pressure's doing, seeing what your vision's doing, seeing what you're seeing, basically, hearing what you're hearing, knowing what your heart rate's doing, knowing what your brain waves are doing, knowing what your glucose is, toxins. And it could all be controlled over a cell phone. And if you look at the cell phone, it's an older technology. So nowadays it's nanotechnology, it's wireless, it's absorbed through your skin, we eat it in, we drink it in, looking at your screen could upload artificial intelligence. So now that you're aware of it, spread the word. God's wants you to win. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day.